Hello team and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to absolutely blow your mind, and the video is probably going to scare you at the same time. I want you to take a real honest look at your current life, at the results that you're currently getting, and I want you to ask yourself, how did you get to this point that you're at today? If you don't like the results, or you want new and better results, today's video is the formula that you need to finally make it happen. So stick around to the end, because I'm going to absolutely blow your mind. It's important to understand that where you are today in your life is a direct reflection and a mirror of the decisions that you have been making. And I'm going to explain exactly how you ended up here, and most importantly, guarantee that if you change just one thing that I teach you in today's video, your life can look completely different 12 months from now. So today we talk about the compound effect, and it is a big video. So let's zoom out. So it's important to understand that small choices repeated daily shape absolutely everything. Success and failure are never the result of one big moment. They're always the result of thousands of tiny decisions that you make over time. And the compound effect is the invisible force that turns consistency into exponential growth or neglect over time. And at its core, the compound effect lives in 4 dimensions. So in a philosophical sense, every action is a seed planted today in time. The harvest comes either bitter or abundant, depending on what you choose to sow. Psychologically, it means that every repeated behavior, no matter how minor, rewires your identity, builds your skills, and locks in habits that define your future. Mathematically, every choice builds on the one before it, stacking like interest in a bank account, accelerating into exponential growth or decline. And in general, it is the truth that small, consistent actions create extraordinary outcomes when sustained over years. So I want to teach you about time horizons. So as you can see here, you've got 3 graphs. We've got many negative choices, which means you're going down. Inconsistent choices, which means you're in a zigzag, up and down like a yo-yo. And then you've got many positive choices. Which one do you think you should be sticking to? I think the answer is pretty clear. Many positive choices, because your thinking horizon determines your life. Short-term thinking is about immediate pleasure, comfort, or distractions, and you pay for that in the long term. But long-term thinking is where, you accept the short-term pain and the difficulty for rewards in the future. Example, reading 20 pages a day of a book feels small, like just a small thing. But across a year, that averages out to 25 books. Now imagine you read 25 books about business, about money, about mindset, how much smarter you would actually be in the subjects and how better you would become. Another good example is training twice a week. I personally like to train 6 days a week, but even training just twice a week comes to 100 sessions per year. 104 sessions to be exact. And these decisions, they compound over time, and it's unstoppable, but only if you master delayed gratification. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is what you consistently do over time. So now I want to show you about war theory, a concept that I created. So every decision that you make is contributing to whether you're going to win or lose the war. Life is a war, and every single day is a battle. Each decision that you make is a battle, and every choice that you make pushes you closer to victory or closer to defeat. And daily battles become campaigns. Small wins stacked over time turn into massive advantages, but small losses stacked over time turn into massive losses as well. Winning small choices, such as waking up early, finishing your workout properly, reading that chapter, these are victories that build your future. Lose too many battles and the war slips away. Distraction, laziness, instant pleasure, they all look small, but they destroy kingdoms. And if you win enough, victory becomes inevitable. And discipline is your biggest weapon. Consistency is your strategy, so you can become unstoppable. And every single day you are going to war with your goals. The outcome of your life is determined by whether you win the daily battles or you lose the daily battles. So there's different layers of consequences when you make these decisions, because each action that you do has layers of impact. So the first consequence that we've got is immediate and obvious, okay? Such as you read 10 pages today, you finish your workout today, you save money today, okay? You just see small difference, hardly noticeable, right? But then the second consequence comes, okay? So you gain knowledge and insight because you're reading, you build discipline and confidence because you're training, and you create better habits because you're saving your money. And then you've got a third consequence. You've got sharper skills, you make better decisions in the future, you've got more opportunities, you've got more income, and you've got a completely different life. If you can see long term into the future, the decisions that you're making on a daily basis, you will literally be able to predict where you're going to be 12 months from now. And I actually want you to pause for a moment and actually remember the fact that you are watching this video now, and then in 12 months from now, you're going to know whether you made the right decision or not. You're going to know whether you stuck to your discipline and whether you deferred or deterred immediate gratification. Okay, so you've got to be obsessed with that long-term plan, because your future self is fighting with you right now to make the right decision. So there's two sides to this. You've got choose the future, or you've got choose now and don't really have a positive future. So in the moment, I think that it'd be good for you to be saving money, being disciplined and working out, because the future you is going to say thank you to that. But there's also a lot of people, and I've been guilty of this before, that trade the now for later. Okay, scrolling, not following your plan, impulse buying. We've all done it. We're all guilty of it. I put my hands up. But it's not about not ever doing that. It's about identifying that, stopping doing that, and realizing, hold on a minute, scrolling doesn't get me closer to my goal. Not following my plan definitely means I won't hit my goal. And impulse buying means that I'm never going to get rich, because I'll never be able to stack my money and invest into things. So the last one is the bamboo effect. Okay, real growth is invisible at first. It's a slow process. You've got to be patient, and you've got to know that, okay, there is a long-term plan here in place. Because in the bamboo tree, it's a very interesting story, the bamboo, because it takes, I think it takes around 5 years for the bamboo tree to finally shoot up and come out of the ground properly to grow to its full potential, and it does that in a matter of weeks. But for the first couple of years, nothing happens on the surface. But underneath the ground, it's growing, this network of roots, and it's expanding in the soil, and it's building a huge foundation. So then when it does get to the end of the 5 years, it can go bang up into the air, 60 feet high in a matter of weeks. And that is the power of the bamboo effect. And it's the exact same concept that you've got to think about when it comes to your goals, because it's very easy now to make short-term gratification decisions, be undisciplined today, but you've got to really understand the consequences of doing that 12 months from now. Because I know that if you look at your life 12 months ago, you're going to wish that you did everything that you could in your power to get new results. And if your life looks the same, it's because you haven't been thinking from a long-term perspective for your life to change. Okay, so choose patience today. It will give you strength tomorrow, and it will give you freedom for a lifetime. One more thing. You don't get to opt out of time. The compound effect only exists because time exists. And you will be somewhere 3 to 5 years from now. However, that depends on what you do today and moving forward. And if you're in a position today with no real results, maybe you're a little bit inconsistent, or you're stuck where to start, I've got a suggestion that I would like to give to you. I want you to book a free call with myself or one of my team, and we're going to sit down with you for free. We're going to look at where you're at. We're going to build you a 90-day plan. And worst case scenario, you walk away with a plan. You never have to speak to us again. And best case scenario, it's a day that you remember 12 months from now because you achieved your goal. There's a link below in the description to book the call. Whether you want to do it or not is entirely up to you. I'm just really glad that you made it to the end of the video. I hope you received a lot of value. I'm coming on the YouTube to provide so much value to you all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.